Welcome to Look at Networks. This is Saurabh. Today, I will teach you how to configure LDAP authentication. Before we start the configuration, let's understand what is LDAP authentication in Bluecat. Address Manager LDAP groups allows users from LDAP system such as Microsoft Active Directory or Open LDAP server to log into the Bluecat Address Manager. Use LDAP group when you already have users defined in another system and you do not want to recreate and maintain those users in Address Manager. When users from LDAP group logs into the Address Manager, they will automatically add it to the user list. And the LDAP user column indicates that the user are LDAP user or a API user or a GUI user. You can assign access right to the LDAP group and you can assign access right to individual LDAP users as well. If you have several LDAP groups with different access right and a user belongs to multiple group, or if you apply access right to a user in addition to those that the user inherits from the LDAP group, the user receive most permissive access right. That means if a user falls under multiple LDAP group and each group have different level of access right, then that specific user will receive most permissive access right when you log into the address manager. Let's take a look on the configuration. Let me refresh my address manager. So here I'm using Bluecat Address Manager version 9.2. To configure the LDAP group, we have to configure the LDAP authenticator first. To configure the LDAP authenticator, please navigate to the Administration tab and then under User Management, navigate to the Authenticator. From the Add button, click New Authenticator. Now, select Type as LDAP. Here, you can use a random name. For now, let's take a name as LDAP. In the host section, put the LDAP server IP, either your Microsoft Active Directory server or a open LDAP server. From the LDAP schema, select Active Directory. From the search base, select your search base. To know your search base, use a ds command from your Windows Server's command prompt. Now navigate to the administration login prompt. Here, put the search base of your administrator. So I'll be using my search base for administrator login and use the administrator password to authenticate. Once you have filled all the necessary details, click on Add. So now we have added the LDAP authenticator. Let's verify if this authenticator is able to authenticate successfully or not. Click Test Service Availability. If you see the test result, it says successful. That says we have successfully authenticated with the LDAP server. Now let's move on to create the LDAP group. From the user and groups, navigate to the groups. From add new group, click new LDAP group. So when you already have a authenticator set, you have to select the LDAP group from the drop down. So I have multiple LDAP groups in my LDAP server. So for now, I'm using one of the LDAP group such as LDAP admin. And I will not make the LDAP user as administrator. So I will not mark this button. I leave it as blank. So now we have added the LDAP group. If I go inside the LDAP group, you will see there is no users. So now let me open a duplicate session and try to log in with the LDAP credential. So I have a LDAP user such as test. I'll be logging with the credential for test. So it is giving me some error message saying that the username or password is wrong. Let me try with a different name. Okay, so I have successfully logged in to the address manager with the LDAP user. So let me show you the username. So the username that I have logged in is test2. Let me go back to the other window and verify if the user is automatically added in the user list. So let me log out from here. So earlier this user list was empty. Let me refresh it. So if you see, we have successfully logged in and the test2 user is available here. So if I click on the test2 user, so you will see few information such as LDAP user equal to yes, that says this is the LDAP user. Then user type is non-administrator. I haven't selected the user as admin while create the group. Reason why it is giving us non-administration. Let me navigate to the user and group. So when the LDAP user logs in successfully, he will be added under the user list. So if you take a look here, this particular user test2 is a GUI user and a LDAP user. Hope this information was helpful. To know further, please reach out to look at technical support if you have any further queries or concern on how to configure the LDAP. Thank you. Have a nice day.